All right. We need to begin our session today. I believe everyone is fine and you are doing great. Some people are still struggling to join in, but I believe they will find us here. All right, let me share my screen. All right, today, we'll start with, today we'll focus on introduction to web designing and development. So as you check on the timetable in your Discord channels, on Mondays afternoon at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., we will be taking this course. So I'll be training you on web designing and development. So make sure you keep up with the timetable. If there are any changes, I'll be communicating in your respective channels. So any questions you have, make sure you use the respective web designing and development channel. So I'll be answering you as soon as possible. So my name is Zainaf Ntidimira from Idealabmw. I'm the founder of Idealabmw. I have 3 years experience in web designing and development. So I'm sure I have all the necessary tools to equip you to start your journey in this sector. So what is web designing? So web designing is the process of creating a website application that delivers a seamless user experience and meets user core needs with clear and compelling user interface. So basically, there are two areas to focus when it comes to web designing: the user experience and the user interface. So you need to make sure that the experience of the user is top-notch, that you can be able to have more traction to your website, to draw more traffic with the usability. And also you need to have an amazing user interface. It doesn't have to be an elegant interface with vast amounts of color schemes, but you need to make sure that with that interface, any age range can be compelled to use. So these are the two branches of web designing: the user experience and the user interface. So why are we designing our webs? Can't we just go and develop, open your text editor and start developing your website? There are reasons why you need to design your website beforehand. So first one, it helps to form a good impression on your prospective customers. So customers can be clients, can be users, anyone. You can also be a client. You can also be a customer on your website. So you need to form a good impression. You need to form a welcoming message when someone enters your website. And also it helps you to nurture your reads and get more conversions. So if you have ever built a website before, I don't know, but I believe most of us, we haven't done that before. There is a certain a feature at Google whereby you can get analytics of your website. You can see the leads, how many people are going back to your website. So the reason why most people, they go back to your website, it's how you have built it. You don't have like ads everywhere, and also the interface, you can explore it in an easy manner. So all these things, they can actually push your leads into your website. If you are doing Google ads to gain revenue from your ads affiliations, this is a good point to focus in, so that you can have ads. I've seen more some people, they can gain ads up to ads revenue up to 2,000 US dollars in Malawi. So they have a well-structured website to get more conversion. Another point, it helps to provide good user experience. I already said web designing is on user experience and user interface. So good user experience is very important when you are designing your website. You should put your buttons, call to action buttons, in an appropriate position. And also it helps website visitors to access and navigate your website with ease. So this is also part of user experience. But in this way, you can have range of usability tests, whereby you can mimic a hand of a user in the where their thumb, finger, like, for example, if you can take a look at Facebook, they actually simulate this thing whereby they will simulate a user's hand and where they will put a certain button. So you can have this kind of simulation when you are designing your website. So let us take a look at tools that are there for web designing. So the first tool is Figma. Figma is recently bought by Adobe, but it's free for the most beginners. It's a very cool tool that you will be using for this course, because I do use Figma most of the times. I do design my web interfaces most of the times in Figma. It's very cool. And it's also a collaborative tool. There is also Sketch. Those who are using MacBooks, macOS, you will be downloading Sketch. It's very good. It's same as Figma. You have all the necessary tools in Sketch as well. We have Adobe XD. So if you have license for Adobe, I would say you should use this one. So these three are similar. These three are similar if you open your interface. Last one, we have InVision Studio. I was using this one last year, but it's not fully built. It has got a lot of bugs, but it's very easy to do prototyping and to formulate pages and to formulate templates on the go. So what are the features that you will need to have in your web designing softwares? So the first one is pre-designed templates. So you have templates provided to you for desktops, for mobile applications. You need to make sure that you have templates that can fit when you are developing now. You have templates that can fit on mobile applications, on tablets, on desktop, or even TVs. We have watches right now that they are using Android OS. So you may be developing an application for a watch. So you need to have those templates. And another thing, we have customization capabilities. You also need to have, you need to customize maybe colors or the responsiveness of a website for a phone or a tablet. So you need to simulate that in these web designing softwares. Also, we have system compatibility. I already said that you also need to design web applications for phones, for tablets, for desktop. So you need to check the compatibilities that your website will have in different platforms. And also you need to have a feature for to include fonts and graphics. So you also need to put pictures and change fonts for your website. This is also very important when you have a logo or when you need to develop a website that is tailor-made for your brand. So you need to check if resources or even your logo is compatible with the graphics and also the fonts that you are using. So you need to check that beforehand. Also, you need to check custom backgrounds. I already said that when you just develop a website on the go, you may not know if that background can suit in different platforms. So you need to check that beforehand. And also the interface. You can prototype to see how the interface is working on different platforms. So there's a feature in these softwares that you can send that to the cloud and give a link to your friend to check if the interface is looking as you ought to be. And also this is cost effective because you are able to prototype beforehand. You are able to see how your website is performing before you put functionalities to your components. So you are able to visualize how your website will look instead of employing a programmer to do this, which is going to be very costly. It will cost you more than 2 million kwacha just to prototype a website with a programmer. So let us see examples of web design templates. So what you are seeing on the picture, these are not fully programmed websites. These are design templates. You can design this on the go. And as you can see on the left, there is a Zillow website. I don't know if it is a brand for something, but we can see there are bugs. So if you see that template, you can see that they're able to prototype to see if it is also compatible for mobile phones, how it's going to look. So you can do this on the go. You can design and be able to prototype to see if it's compatible for desktop, for tablets, and also for mobile phones. On the right is also another template, which is a very cool template. We'll build a template like this on the professional course, whereby we will learn React, a component-based library for JavaScript. So we'll learn how to build a website like that one during the professional course. So let us go to another sector of our training, which is web development. So web app development is the creation of application programs that reside on remote servers and are delivered to the user's device over the internet. So just to simplify the meaning, the terminology, what it's trying to say is that now you're building server applications whereby you can put some functionalities and prepare your data that will be saved to clients. So for example, you do use Google, you use Facebook. What you see there is just the front end. But behind that, there are server applications that are able to give you names of users, saving you with pictures and the interface. So this part will focus on server programming, and also focus on how we can put together our website and deploy our website. So that is a bonus topic that will have, deploying your website online that everyone can see around the world. So we're also going to deploy the website that we'll build together in this training. So why are we developing why are we developing our web applications? First of all, we need to communicate with our visitors effectively. So in this case, you should take web development as a business portfolio, as a business platform. So your visitors can be your customers. You need to find a way whereby you can communicate with them. You have ever come across a website whereby it says if you want to book an appointment, put your email address, your phone number, and your message in the text box below. So that way they are trying to communicate to a lot of users at once, and they're able to reply to your emails. So instead of going to a user or a visitor or a customer one by one, you have an effective way whereby you can communicate to a lot of users in your website. And also you have in websites like Amazon, you can communicate to the seller, send your reviews, and they're able to reply on that platform. So that is also an effective way to communicate with your customers or visitors. Another way is to improve your connectivity. So in this way, you are increasing your reach. So in this way, you are improving your reach. You are trying to expand your connectivity to other customers around the world. So you know that a website, you can deploy it to other, you can deploy it so that lots of users around the world, they can view it. So you are able to send links to social platforms, and they're able to go to your website to view your products or maybe your portfolio. Like most of us here will be building our portfolios. It's like a CV, but it's going to be online, whereby everyone is going to view what skills do we have, our education background. So you'll be building that. That's going to be one of your exercises in this course, and I'll be teaching you how you can deploy that portfolio for free online. So that it's going to be also a bonus training that we have during this course. So you can increase your reach with your website around the world with your customers by improving your connectivity. So the last importance of web development is prove your reliability. Recently, there's this other rumor going around that the organization that is giving Malawi I think 6.8 billion US dollars doesn't have a website. So that made most Malawians become skeptical. They say this organization has no credibility. That is actually true. If you have a company, if you have a business, but you don't have a website, people will become skeptical about you. They will say, why should we be buying your products when you are not found online? We don't have details of you online. So it's good that you have all those details about your company, what's the background of your company, the customers you have sold your product to. Have that all those information in a single package, in a website. And as you are selling your products or marketing your products, people will easily go to your website to check who you are, what are your products, instead of going to your inbox and asking you questions. So it's important that you have a website for your products. So it doesn't have to be bigger products. You can be selling makeup and build a website that sells, that is a website that markets makeup. So let us see tools that are used for web development. So the first one is HTML. Now it's HTML5, which is very good. It's got major features as well. So this is only hypertext markup language. It's just text. So it's very easy to come along with. And we also have JavaScript. So JavaScript, it brings functionalities to our websites. It will bring it will make our website more interactive. Functions like how when we press a button, how it's going to respond to our website. We also have CSS, which is cascaded style sheet. So it's not a programming language, but it will help us to build cool interfaces from Figma to our website. And we also have Node.js. So Node.js, I'll be exploring more and expounding more about what is Node.js, but basically it helps JavaScript to run in our terminal. So you are able to build server-side systems. For example, how to build servers, how to build, how to interact with our database. So you're able to do that with Node.js. So we expand a little bit more in this entry course, but however, most of the things are going to be taught during the professional course. So we also have React JS. So React is also a component-based programming language. We'll learn this in the professional course. We'll have GitHub. So this is also going to be a bonus thing in web development course, because this is version control. How are you going to keep your code safe and your source code safe? So GitHub is also a skill which is needed in most of companies in Malawi, because I remember there's a certain incident which happened recently. A certain friend of mine was given a task which was done by a certain IT guy, but I think he dropped from that company. He was fired, I think. So I told that friend that use GitHub so that if you make any changes, the whole company should see, because it records whatever you have done with the code. So she proceeded on changing without using GitHub. At the end of the day, the system crashed, and that previous developer, he said that you have removed a certain functionality, but she just changed the colors. So with GitHub, you're able to track those changes, and nobody can lie to you that you have crashed the whole system, and you'll be safe on your company. The last one, we are going to use WordPress. So WordPress, for those who are not much into programming, you want to develop a website on the go, a fast website to a client. So we'll explore what WordPress is all about next week, Monday. So features for web developing softwares, web development software. The features, it's just a single feature. It's a simple one. It helps professional web developers and non-developers alike build websites, mobile apps, and other digital platforms. So the word here is web developers and non-developers alike. So these features for web development, they are not just for developers only, those who are conversant with programming languages. They are also to people that they don't even know what programming is. So you can create a website with WordPress without knowing what programming is all about. So don't worry if you are not, if these programming languages are too much for you, there is also a solution for you as well. So let us take a look about types of developers. So we have front-end developer. So this person basically creates websites and applications using web languages such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that allow users to access and interact with the site. So this developer develops the interface which you see when you log in to the website. Whatever you see there, this developer is responsible for that. And we have back-end developer. So this person builds and maintains the technology that powers those components, which together and enable the user-facing side of the website to even exist in the first place. So this developer is responsible for the engine that is learning the interface, that is providing the interface to the user. So this developer is responsible for developing servers that talks to the database and be able to save the client with the required or the requested information. So lastly, we have full stack developer. This person actually this person is a front-end developer as well as a back-end developer, develops both client and server software. So they will develop the interface and as well as the back-end. So all of these developers, they have their advantages and disadvantages as well. So at this juncture, I'll ask if you have any questions or comments that I will need to clarify in this course. You can also use the message chat to ask questions. I'm giving you 3 minutes to attend to the questions. If you have any questions, this is the moment. So Togo is saying, is graphic designing used for web development? Yes, graphic designing is used for web development. So actually, we are going to face the same situation when we are designing our website in Figma. But actually, there are graphic design softwares like Photoshop that people use for designing, but I wouldn't advise you to do so because they are specific softwares that are used for web designing, like Figma. So you have more features in Figma than in Adobe Photoshop, because Adobe Photoshop is like a general purpose graphic designing. It's meant for pictures and the posters. So we will use Figma in this course, but yes, you can use graphic designing softwares as well. Thank you for your question. Anyone with another question? Oh, from Nyasha. So what level of skill web development will we reach before thinking of paying the professional course? So this is a crash course for web app designing and the development. So first of all, I will teach you how to design a website and how to transfer that website into development. So we'll draw much on front-end development. Then for professional course, we'll go deeper into back-end development and also as DevOps, how to deploy bigger big enterprise systems that they will run maybe multiple operations. So I'll get you up and running with the tools that are available and as well as how you can deploy websites into production. So these are static websites. They are not dynamic websites. So I'll start you small, then we'll go into enterprise systems on the professional courses. I don't know if that answers your questions, Nyasha. So this is a direct message. I think most of you didn't see this question in the message chat. But anyway, that is an interesting question. So yes, Nyasha, React Native and Node.js will be covered in the professional level. Yes, we are not going to go into React Native. It's React.js. So React Native is mostly for mobile app development. So those who are into mobile app development will go into this chapter, but we'll focus on Node.js. It is question from Virus: what makes a full stack developer, and as in what does it take to have fully functional website, from designing front end, back end, what else is needed? So a full stack developer, as I already said, is anyone who has good skills of a front end and a back end developer. So to get a fully functional website, you will need the tools that I've already said here. You need to be conversant with the tools, and also it's good to have specifications of your website. Maybe your website is just static. You don't need to have you don't need the skills of a backend developer. So you don't need to have a hassle to learn the skills for server-side programming. But if you are building an enterprise system, you will need these skills, you need these tools. So there are various tools out there. So I'll be teaching you one-on-one from from zero to a certain level, how you can be conversant with these skills and how you can choose these skills. So it's basically based on the specifications you had and the tools that I have put in this presentation. So you will learn on the go as I'll be teaching you on a web development. But basically, that is a very important question to ask. So I believe time for questions is over. If you have any further questions, please refer to the Ask Question channel in the Discord community, specifically for web app development. Next week, we're going to be very practical. So this is only a comprehensive part of this course. So we'll start practicals, how we can start with HTML, CSS. So make sure that you download all the tools that I've sent in the resources section for this channel for web app development. Make sure you download all those tools before Monday. So I have a homework for you. Install VS Code. It's a text editor. Install Figma, and also you need to open an account for Figma, and also install Node.js. All the links I have put them in the Discord channels, so you can refer to those links. If you have any problems with Figma, with Node.js installation, please ask in the Ask Questions channel in Discord. So anyway, we'll see you next week. Be reminded that this course is going to run for 2 months. So we'll end this course month end of January. So this course is going to run for 2 months. By that, I'm sure that you'll be conversant with web app development and designing, and you can create something else by yourself. So any questions, please refer to the Discord community. Thank you very much. Till next week, Monday afternoon.